Hey, you guys, this is Uncle P. All right, I told you there was a big announcement, so I'm going to get right to it. On Wednesday, listen very carefully to everything I have to say, because it's going to be a blessing for you. On Wednesday is actually my birthday, okay? But for you guys, and this was a last minute thing that just popped up yesterday, so, check with the team. They said be a blessing to other people on my birthday, which is fine. So what we're going to do is a lot of you guys have been wanting to join the Super Easy Forex family and get the simplicity system and the scanners and stuff like that. We're going to give you half off of each one of those things. So it's only going to last from today until Wednesday. When Wednesday is over, my birthday is over, it's done. Don't come back saying, oh, I had to go get my baby some Similac and I forgot and this and that. When it's over, okay? So that's going to be on you. So starting today, you're going to use the code Happy Birthday Uncle P. I'll try to put the code somewhere on the website so you can make sure to get it. And I'll leave it in the link below as well, the code to put in. And once you do, on either the Simplicity system, which comes with a lifetime of free classes, which, by the way, students, yes, I know it's my birthday, but I will be I still plan on doing class unless my wife comes up with some last minute surprise that I'm unaware of. But I will be there on Wednesday to teach class for you guys. So for those who want the simplicity system, it's never a cost for the classes. It's always free for life. I never charge for them. And I've been doing classes for my students for years. Okay, so all you do is get the simplicity system and then just attend my weekly classes for free, okay? If you want the scanner, which, by the way, without the scanner, you're going to be on them charts all day long, always looking for setups when you could have just got the scanner and let it send you the alerts, and then you just verify the setups that we teach and you go on about your business. Very, very easy. So that's going to be half off, and then you can, one of the best indicators we built, which is the Too Easy system, which also comes with a free additional trading system as well. All of those are going to be half off, okay? So it's just going to be today, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So if you procrastinate, I'm sorry, I can't help you, okay? So that's that. Let me get to the news as well for a lot of you guys who do come every week to attend for news. Let me go over this because there's a lot of news events you need to be aware of this week. So I'm going to go to my little trusted sheet right here, and you guys can be able to see it with me. As you can see, there's a lot of, and I made a note to myself that don't trade during these events. You see what I'm saying? Interest rate news, inflation, NFP, and CPI, core consumer price index, okay? The prices that consumers are paying, okay? I'm really trying to get really, really good at fundamental news because that's what actually moves the markets. It's not technical analysis. It's fundamental news that moves the markets first. And then after the markets have decided what direction they want to go based on XYZ, then you'll see that technical analysis, you start seeing setups afterwards. But as I've been teaching to my students for years, if I was sitting in a room full of bankers and I said, which one would you prefer? Would you prefer fundamental news events that will move the markets or just strictly technical analysis such as supply and demand zones, resistance, support, and trend lines and this and that? I said, which one do the banks and institutions value more? And not a single person to this day can refute the fact that if you was dealing with millions of dollars, every bank and institution wants to know more about the news events first before they start going to the charts. So in the retail space, we keep wondering why retailers are failing in these markets. It's because you insist on doing things backwards and still insisting that you're right. Oh, I don't need that fundamental. Oh, I can't tell you the number of people who argue with me. Oh, you don't need those news events. I just need technical analysis. All right, that's cool. That's cool. But how are you going to beat the bankers? How are you going to beat the market makers if this is what they're going off of? Do you see what I'm saying? The big guys are going off of this first, and then they go to the charts. You go to the charts and ignore this and still expect to create a lifetime income for yourself. You may get lucky a couple of times, but eventually this is going to catch you. You can't figure out why the JPY had been on a long drop in every single pair. The Swiss JPY, the Euro JPY, AUD JPY, USD JPY, NZD JPY. All of them were breaking through every single support and resistance level, every single supply and demand zone. You could create all the trend lines you want. It was disrespecting them. And you don't even know why, do you? I bet you the banks and institutions do. Suddenly, the dollar dropped and started breaking through all levels and limits. Support and supply and demand zones, support and resistance, trend lines, don't see on channels, all that. It disrespected every single bit of that. Now, you don't know why, but I bet you the banks and institutions do. You know why? They rode the gravy train because they got the news first to find out what was going to push this market of the US dollar in one direction or another. And when they figured that out, they rode the gravy train to success. That is what makes big people successful. They do their homework first before they start trying to apply something. And you're backwards. You're always trying to apply these strategies to a situation that you don't even understand. And you're failing consistently. And then you keep going around looking for a new strategy, as if that's going to fix the big issue that you're choosing to ignore. You can't do one without the other. They go hand in hand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Get it through your thick skull. You need education. You've given way more to these, and I don't know why I'm even talking this, but it's a blessing to somebody, especially since I'm giving half of. Because here's the truth. Until you stop being foolish, you're going to consistently keep blowing up accounts and giving that money to the market makers. You're going to consistently keep signing up for prop firms and giving them money. Everybody's getting your educational money. So one way or another, you paying. You bleeding out the nose with money that you couldn't afford to lose, but you keep insisting that you're right. And this is why I don't deal with stubborn people. As soon as I find out I'm dealing with a stubborn person, I leave them alone because I realize they're stuck in their stupidity. They're not here to learn. They're here to do what they want to do and insist that they're right. And I have learned that when I deal with people like that, what happens is life becomes the best teacher of all. Because once life starts whooping on you, you can't argue back at life because it doesn't care. It's like an auto-correction system. So from henceforth, if you get nothing else, if you say, I don't want your system, that's fine. At least tune into my Sunday videos because not too many people are even doing this. And I'm not an expert at it. In fact, I have on my list, my bucket list, to-do list, there is some groups out there who specifically trade Forex, but they do it specifically through fundamentals. And I'm been studying this stuff and studying it, but I want to know more. Because what happens is, I just got an alert from one of them groups and they said, I hope y'all aware of this big move that's finna come happen on the AUD. See, they already know the news, so then they jump in like big investors and hop on the gravy train and ride it on in whatever direction because they know the news that's going to push the whole thing and give it that long trend ride. You want to ride a trend, but you don't know where the trend is going. By the way, I'm working on a powerful, powerful system, and that may come in the future down the line sometime. So in the meantime, until that arrives, tune into this video, get half off on these systems, and just come to class so I can at least coach and teach you. Stop trying to do it on your own. That's why so many people fail in this business. They jump into it. Listen, let me say this last thing and get to this news. What happens is, it's equivalent to a doctor or a person who want to call themselves a doctor who refuses to go to college. And yet they want to do heart surgery. And then they keep trying to kidnap people, open up their chest and do heart surgery on the person, and the person keeps dying and they get pissed wondering why. Well, first of all, stupid, you don't know what you're doing. Number two, you kidnap a person who didn't even need your services. You see how it don't make sense? But yet you come into this market, you refuse to get education. You refuse to pay for a good trading system. You want anything you can steal online for free, and then you still expect to be, like the heart surgeon, a success. Let me get to the news events. Here's the list. If you ever see these coming up, and then there's more, but for me, these are the top ones I just don't like being bothered with because you don't know where they're going to go and they can cause huge spikes in the market. Okay? CPIs, NFP, inflation, and interest rate. Now, here's the cute thing about it. The reason why I want to further my education into it is I know not to trade around these things unless you're an expert trader, like Mr. Elvis and Jenny and them. But if you're not an expert trader, don't even deal with them. Wait at least an hour or two after this news events are over. And then if you still see a perfect setup, then go for it. But at least you're not trying to jump the gun and get your account blown up. Because even if you're right in these directions, what they typically do, the market makers, they know that retail traders are dealing and trying to trade during these news events. Look at your charts and verify this. They will spike this market 50 to 100 pips in both ways to make absolutely certain that they've cleared both sides of the board. So even if you are right in your directional bias, they'll spike and hit you and knock you out and then take it in the direction you knew. So you were right, but you were wrong. So wouldn't it just be wise just to avoid these pairs? So if you see a pair coming up, like the CPI numbers is coming up on the euro, well, you got all these other pairs you can trade. Just stay away from the euro for the time being. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get through it. Inflation is coming out on Monday for the euro. You got the CPI numbers coming out for the euro. You have the AUD coming out with their minutes, and I normally don't pay attention to this, and it may not be that big of a deal, but they come out with minutes, meaning a press release, and typically it refers to interest rates or the inflation numbers and what they plan to do in the future. So if they say anything crazy, then you'll see the AUD spark. If not, it'll just be a pass-by thing, and it's no big deal, okay? The CAD is coming out with inflation numbers. I'm not going to be trading the CAD during that time. They're coming out with inflation numbers, and I think CPI at the same time. So I'm just going to leave CAD alone on Tuesday. USD is coming out with crude oil. Now, this is tied to CAD as well. Oil and CAD are tied hand in hand. So this is going to be interesting to see. Normally, I don't pay attention to crude oil numbers, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. NZD is coming out with their inflation numbers and CPI numbers on Tuesday. So as you can see, Tuesday is thick with news events that you need to be paying attention to. GBP is coming out with inflation rates on Wednesday. The Euro's coming back out with the CPI. Now, remember what I told you guys, the Euro is like the Euro zone, so they got different areas of the Euro, and so that's the reason why you'll see repeated information during those times. This is another good reason why just to wait until after the news event, and after London is open a couple hours, wait until their news have passed, and then when you see setups, you clear. You know what I mean? Okay, let's keep going. We have the, let me spread this open a little bit more. We have employment numbers for the AUD coming out, which may not be a big deal, but we'll see. Jobless claim numbers are coming out. Now, here's the reason why. Normally, I never paid attention to this. Never did. But recently, because of inflation and interest rates, those are also pushed by job reports. And so now these numbers for the jobless claims is just as important sometimes as NFP, non-farm payroll. So just be aware of that, okay? Then you got consumer confidence, which is coming up on Thursday for the GBP, and then the big one for the JPY, their inflation numbers, okay? So there's tons of news. Screenshot this, okay? So screenshot this, just be aware that this is out there, and don't forget, get your deals, okay? Get your deals, because it's only going to be just for a few days. This was a last minute suggestion by the team, and so just get your deals on these things. Again, the Too Easy system, and let me go to the website, so you can get the scanner right here. It's going to be discounted by half. Normally, it is $169 plus tax, or $182. It's going to be half. Too Easy system is normally $99 plus tax. That's going to be half. Okay. And again, you're going to get a free trading system. Okay. So this is going to be half. Okay. And then the biggest one of all is going to be the Simplicity system. And the Simplicity system, as you can see, is normally, and let's go to that. Normally, it's $299 plus tax, which is $323. This is going to be half. So each one of these, you see this discount area, you're going to put a discount code in here and click apply, and that's going to give you that half off price on each one, okay? So those are the three. The Sexy Analyst is a subscription service, so there's no way to give a discount on that, or the Signal service. Those are subscriptions. So if you want those, they're so cheap anyway, there's no halving on that. But for these three, the Too Easy system, the scanner, and simplicity system. If you want those, it'll be half. Okay? All right, see you in the next video.